Imagine a puppet. Its strings are invisible, yet every move is perfectly choreographed. Now imagine the puppet is you. In 1971, a man stood before thousands, his words bending there while like a conductor commanding a dying orchestra. He didn't need guns or chains, just a voice, a glance, a single phrase. By the end, they'd surrender their minds and never even noticed. What if this isn't a one-time event? What if it's happening to you right now, every single day, and you're clapping along? Welcome to the game you didn't know you were playing. This is how they control you, and you let them. Rewind to a moment that feels like a myth but cuts like a blade. The late 1960s. California's counterculture is a storm of hope and chaos. From its shadows steps Charles Manson, a name that echoes like a warning. You know the headlines: cult leader, murderer by proxy, madman. That's the story they sell you, the one that keeps you sleeping. The truth is darker, stranger, and it's not just about him. Manson wasn't a lunatic in a vacuum. He was a master manipulator, a crude prototype of a system that rewires minds. Dozens abandoned their lives, their morals, their sanity to serve him. They killed for him. They died for him. And they smiled, believing it was their destiny. But Manson wasn't alone. A decade later, Jim Jones, another charismatic predator, led over 900 people to their deaths in Jonestown, Guyana. He didn't force them. He convinced them, with promises of utopia and whispers of divine purpose. Like Manson, he didn't need weapons. He needed only words. How do men like these, with no wealth, no armies, bend minds to their will? The answer isn't madness, it's method. A method studied, polished, and scaled. Governments wield it. Corporations perfect it. Influencers monetize it. Algorithms weaponize it. It's not cartoon brainwashing or Hollywood hypnosis. It's older, subtler, and infinitely more dangerous. The architecture of belief. Feel your phone in your hand right now. Think about the last notification you checked, the last post you liked, the last video you couldn't stop watching. That's where it starts, not in a commune, but in the palm of your hand. Manson and Jones were rough drafts of a system now running at light speed. You're not just in its crosshairs, you're its fuel. The tension is this: what if the forces controlling you aren't wild-eyed cult leaders? What if they're in your screen, your routine, your thoughts? What if the strings are so fine you call them freedom? Here's the first WTF moment. Manson and Jones didn't invent their tactics. They stole them from a playbook older than empires. In the 1950s, the CIA ran a covert program called MKUltra. Declassified files, real, unredacted, reveal experiments with mind control, drugs, hypnosis, psychological conditioning. They studied cult leaders, shamans, even ad executives to crack one code: how to make a lie feel truer than truth itself. These men, knowingly or not, were their street-level disciples. Their first trick? They didn't demand loyalty. They manufactured it. Think back to the last time you felt seen online. A post that hit your exact mood, a video that spoke to your deepest fears, a notification that made you feel special. That's not an accident. It's love bombing, a tactic Manson and Jones used to flood minds with dopamine, creating emotional addiction. They'd mirror desires, whisper that you're chosen, part of a grand plan. Your phone does the same. Every curated ad, every tailored feed, every "you're special" nudge is a tiny love bomb, chaining you to a velvet cage. Scroll through your favorite influencer's page. Notice how their words feel like they're speaking to you. Only you. That's not connection. It's grooming. The same tactic used by cult-like fandoms who turn followers into fanatics, ready to defend their idol against any criticism. You're not scrolling, you're being seduced. The twist: their real genius wasn't seduction, it was destruction. They didn't just build loyalty, they demolished doubt. They isolated followers, starved them of sleep, ranted until reality cracked. This is gaslighting on steroids. They said the world was a lie, society was doomed, only they held the truth. Their followers couldn't trust their own thoughts. Sound familiar? The 24/7 news cycle, the outrage algorithms, the echo chambers that make you question what's real. You're in something far more elegant and far more invisible than a cult. It's a machine humming inside your mind. When was the last time you had a thought that was truly yours? Let's peel this apart, because this isn't about Manson or Jones. It's about the system running through your life. Scientifically, your brain is built to be hacked. Your prefrontal cortex, the seat of critical thinking, shuts down under stress or emotional overload. That's why your heart races when your phone pings at 2 a.m., why you click before you think, why you feel anxious without a screen. Dopamine spikes, cortisol surges, and you're not reasoning, you're reacting. Behavioral scientists call it cognitive hijacking. It's why you buy things you don't need, argue with faceless strangers, or feel empty when you're offline. But it goes deeper. The system uses trauma bonding and fear conditioning to lock you in. Trauma bonding is when you feel loyal to something that hurts you, because it alternates pain with reward. Think of the last time you scrolled through a feed that made you angry, then gave you a hit of validation, like a retweet, a post that gets you. That's trauma bonding, keeping you tethered to the source of your stress. Fear conditioning trains you to react without thinking. Every breaking news alert, every crisis notification conditions you to fear the world, to crave the system's answers. You're not just hooked, you're bound. Recall the last time you fell down the social media rabbit hole. A heated thread, a viral video, a trend you couldn't ignore. You told yourself you'd stop after 5 minutes, but an hour later, you were still there, heart pounding, mind racing. That's not a coincidence. It's a design. The system exploits your brain's wiring, using just enough outrage, just enough reward to drown out your own voice. You think you're choosing to stay, but the choice was engineered. Historically, this is ancient. Oracles, priests, and propagandists mastered narrative control. The Roman Empire didn't conquer with swords alone. It convinced nations they were better off Roman. In 1928, Edward Bernays, the father of PR, bragged, "If we understand the group mind, we can control the masses without their knowing it." He used Freud's psychology to sell cigarettes, wars, presidents. His work fueled Nazi propaganda and today's ad empires. Every ad that feels made for you is Bernays' ghost whispering in your ear. Spiritually, this is a war for your soul. Every religion warns against false idols. Not statues, but ideas that enslave. Manson and Jones played messiahs, but today's idols are slicker. Trends, brands, ideologies. They don't demand worship. They demand your attention, which is the same thing. The Buddhist Maya, illusion, describes it perfectly. Your world is a curated mirage, a whispering ghost feeding you dreams it chose for you. The Hindu Upanishads call ignorance avidya, the root of suffering. What if your ignorance isn't a mistake, but a blueprint? Socially, you're complicit. You crave belonging, so you join tribes, political, cultural, digital. These tribes give identity, but blind you. Think of the last time you felt rage online, defending your side against theirs. You weren't stupid, you were lonely. Algorithms exploit that loneliness, herding you into echo chambers. A 2023 MIT study found social media amplifies division because it keeps you hooked. Anger is profitable. Division is profitable. Your mind is the battlefield, and you're not the general, you're the pawn. Here's the second WTF moment. You're not just a victim, you're an accomplice. Every click, share, argument tightens the strings. The system doesn't need to control you. It needs you to play. And you do. Every tap, pause, search is data, sharpening its grip. A 2025 Stanford study says AI algorithms predict your behavior with 92% accuracy. They know you better than you know yourself. When did you last question what you chose to believe? Let's go deeper, because this system has roots that run through history's darkest corners. In the 1970s, the CIA's Operation Mockingbird allegedly infiltrated media to shape public narratives. Declassified documents suggest agents planted stories, swayed journalists, and crafted public opinion to align with government agendas. Whether it was fear of communism or support for wars, the media wasn't just reporting, it was performing. Fast forward to today, and the stage is digital. Your news feed isn't neutral. It's a script curated to keep you reacting, believing, obeying. Think about the last news story that gripped you. Maybe it was a crisis, a scandal, a threat. You felt compelled to share it, to warn others, to take a side. That urgency wasn't yours, it was planted. The system doesn't need to tell you what to think. It needs to control what you feel. Operation Mockingbird may have faded, but its legacy lives in every algorithm that decides what you see, what you fear, what you fight for. You're not just consuming content, you're being directed. The historical thread runs further. In ancient Athens, Socrates warned that unchecked rhetoric could enslave minds, turning citizens into puppets of persuasive orators. In the 19th century, Nietzsche declared, "There are no facts, only interpretations," exposing how narratives shape reality. These weren't just philosophies. They were alarms, ignored by a world too eager to follow. Today, their warnings echo in every notification, every trend, every truth you're fed. Now let's zoom in on the machine itself. In 2021, a whistleblower from a major social media platform revealed how TikTok's algorithm was fine-tuned to amplify emotional extremes. A documented case showed how a wellness trend spiraled into a mass panic, with thousands of teens reporting TikTok tics, neurological symptoms linked to stress and algorithm-driven anxiety. Instagram faced similar heat when internal leaks exposed how its algorithm pushed body image content to vulnerable users, driving spikes in self-harm. These weren't accidents. They were experiments, and you were the subject. Think of the last time you got sucked into a TikTok loop or Instagram reel. The algorithm knew exactly what to show you. A video that sparked joy, then fear, then outrage, then hope. You didn't choose the sequence. It chose you. Each swipe tightened the strings, pulling you deeper into a reality curated for profit. The system doesn't care about your well-being. It cares about your engagement. A 2025 report estimated that social media platforms generate $1 trillion annually from user attention. Your mind is their currency, and you're spending it every day. Here's the ultimate WTF moment. The system isn't a conspiracy. It's not a cabal in a smoke-filled room. It's you. It's your choices, your weaknesses, your surrender to convenience. Manson and Jones were mirrors, reflecting your oldest flaw. You crave to be led. You hunger for certainty, even if it's a lie. And the modern world has weaponized that hunger with surgical precision. But let's ask the forbidden question. Is free will real in a programmed society? Your every move is tracked, predicted, nudged. A 2024 leak from a tech giant, call it Company X, revealed their goal wasn't profit but behavioral compliance. They don't see your dreams. They see your data. They don't want your money. They want your predictability. A 2025 Oxford study found you check your phone 150 times a day, each tap tightening the loop. You're not addicted to your phone. You're addicted to the reality it feeds you. Philosophers have warned of this for centuries. Descartes questioned whether we're trapped in a demon's illusion, unable to trust our senses. Nietzsche raged against herd morality, the instinct to follow without question. They saw the strings long before the algorithms did. Today, your free will is a ghost, flickering in a machine that knows you better than you know yourself. Every click, share, outrage makes you a puppeteer, tying strings to others. The 2025 Cambridge Analytica scandal showed how social media swayed millions of voters with psychological profiles. You share that meme, that post, that anger. You tighten the strings, not just on yourself, but on everyone you know. The darkest truth. The system doesn't control you, it becomes you. You're not just a puppet, you're the stage, the strings, the show. And the scariest part? You love it. The comfort, the certainty, the illusion of choice. It's intoxicating. But it's not yours. It never was. You can't unsee this. You can't unknow it. The question isn't whether you're controlled. It's whether you'll notice before it's too late. The strings are tight, but not unbreakable. Every pause, every question, every moment of doubt loosens their grip. But the machine is patient. It waits. It nudges. It It whispers, and it knows you'll return. Close your eyes. Feel the puppet's strings again, invisible but heavy. They're in your phone, your habits, your thoughts. You're dancing, and the orchestra never stops. But what if you stopped? What if you stepped off the stage just for a moment? Think of the last time you felt truly free. Not scrolling, not reacting, but alive in your own mind. That's the crack in the machine, the place where the strings fray. Try this. Put your phone down for an hour. No notifications, no feeds, just you. Feel the itch, the pull, the void. That's the machine begging you to come back. But in that silence, you might hear something else. Your own voice, faint but alive. You haven't escaped, but you've seen the stage. And that's where it starts. You're still here, listening. That means you feel the strings too. They're there, but so is the choice. Will you pull back? Will you question? Or will you keep dancing, smiling? As the orchestra plays on, the machine is watching. What will you do? Now let's sit with this. Take a breath. Feel the air in your lungs, the weight of this moment. You've seen the machine, felt its strings, heard its whispers. But you're still you for now. The system is vast, but it's not invincible. It needs your attention, your clicks, your surrender. What if you withheld them, even for a day? Here's a challenge. Try a silent meditation. No phone, no noise, just you and your thoughts for 10 minutes. Sit with the discomfort. Notice how your mind fights to return to the machine. That fight is the strings pulling tight. But every second you stay still, you loosen them. You reclaim a piece of yourself. You might not break free today. You might not break free tomorrow. But every moment you see the strings, you weaken their hold. The puppet can't dance forever. Not if it learns to cut its own strings. The machine is still out there. It's in your pocket, your screen, your mind. It's waiting, patient, certain you'll return. But you've seen it now. You know its name. And that changes everything. What will you do with that knowledge? The stage is yours.